This is a very serious video about a very serious subject concerning all cellists, and that is tuning with your pegs. I know we're all scared of having a string break while we're using the pegs, and when it breaks, slash us across the face so that we forever have to wear a mask in public. Some information might be helpful. Strings will only break if they are too old, defective, stretched too fast, or stretched too far when you're tuning them with the pegs. Now, I can't do anything about the first two on the list, but I can help with the last two. Pegs are a really old-fashioned invention. It's kind of caveman. The pegs are fatter on one side and then taper off. So basically, as you turn and press the pegs in, you're moving the peg, but then you're jamming it into the hole so that it gets stuck, basically. And it's getting stuck is what keeps your strings in tune. First of all, you're going to need something for pitch reference so that you know the sound of the string you're trying to tune. So use that same app that you're using to fine-tune your cello by ear. And if I'm going to tune the C string, then you just make sure you can hear the pitch of the C string so that you don't get far off when you're tuning with the pegs. And then once you get started, all you have to remember is to use very small increments when you're turning the peg and provide counter pressure on the opposite side of the pick box. First off, get the cello to a place where you can handle it. Don't try to sit cello style with the pegs by your head so that you have no strength getting these things turned. It's just dumb to do that. Don't do it. Once you're there where you can handle your cello and you've got all your strength involved, turn on your reference pitch. I'm trying to tune the C. Even though I know this has to go up a far distance in pitch, I will only turn the peg a little bit. This prevents you from moving it too fast and breaking the string. You'll notice as I was tuning, I was providing pressure on the peg to hold it in, to press it inwards so that it sticks. If you don't do that, it can sometimes lose its traction and then the string can come undone. Not a huge deal, but it just can be frustrating when you're trying to use your pegs. The other thing is that these other fingers are providing counter pressure on the opposite side of the peg box. If you don't provide this counter pressure, sometimes pressing in the peg like this will move the opposite side of the peg box and force the other pegs to lose their traction and come undone. Talk about a giant mess. That can be hard to deal with. One last trick to keep in mind: if you can't get the pegs started making higher, if your string needs to go higher, it's always easier to make the string move lower. So if you can't get it started this way, pressing backwards, making the string higher, move it lower and you should be able to get it moving. There's some contraptions, really, that look like pegs, but act like fine tuners. So you can move them with 2 fingers, and they're really easy to move, and they don't back slip and do all that stuff that is very frustrating for us. Links to those products can be found beneath this video on the YouTube page. Until you manage to get those things installed on your cello, happy tuning with your pegs. Now that you know what to do, it should be easy. Well, easier. But all it takes is practice.
pegs is easy.